Parliament approves revised 2014-2015 budget with 32 billion kwacha additional funding. February salaries for some civil servants to delay due to changes in government payment system. Illegal immigrants risking their lives to reach Malawi via new uncharted mountainous routes in the north. In sports, FAM closely watching how regional managers will rule on the Mzuni Kaporo Stars controversial match rescheduling debate. The budget has been increased with about 32 billion kwacha. In the revised budget, some government departments have maintained lion's share allocations, while others have had their finances reduced, raising questions on how some projects will run. Zbstv reports.
Though the House has approved a supplementary budget, there are many changes in the allocation of funds to different government departments, which has seen some being given the lion's share, with some receiving a reduction in their allocations. There was a heated debate in Parliament on the allocation of funds Tuesday morning to some government departments, as lawmakers argued that some projects will fail to take off because the money meant for some projects have been reduced. Lawmakers in Parliament on Tuesday argued that there is need for the third eye in order to provide more finances to some government departments, such as Road Fund Administration, for better results. For example, the Road Administration Fund has received a reduction of its allocation from 25 billion kwacha, 879,247,672 kwacha, to 23 billion, 803,853,000 kwacha, 978 tambala. Lawmakers have argued this allocation will not be enough to rehabilitate all roads in the country. Responding to the matter, Minister of Finance Gorogondwe told the House that government is reviewing what needs to be done between now and June this year, and that some funds will be available by July this year, which will see some other projects taking a new shape. Lawmaker from Zbstv, Elena Njiko, also told Parliament that it is disheartening to see that roads that were earmarked for rehabilitation some years back, they're still appearing up for discussion in Parliament this time around, which is not fair to the electorate who expects change in their communities. Currently, there are about 35 roads that have been affected by the floods this year and have been closed permanently, making life unbearable for people in many parts of the country. On Tuesday, Parliament approved Vote 510 for the Anti-Corruption Bureau, Vote 550 for Office of the Ombudsman, Vote 560 for the Law Commission, Vote 274 for the Road Fund Administration, Vote 305 for Directorate of Public Prosecution and State Advocates, and Vote 354 for Legal Aid Department. For ZBS, this is Zbstv reporting.
Government has issued a cautionary statement that some civil servants will receive their February salary late due to the implementation of changes in the national payment system. Confirming the development, Minister of Finance spokesperson Nations Nsoya singled out the Ministry of Education and the Forestry Department as those that have been affected. This prompted some ministries, for example, that of Health, to circulate memos on the impending pay delay. Robert Kalua reports.
It started with a memo mid this month circulated to all staff in the Ministry of Health that February salaries would delay due to the change in the Maswick system that is being upgraded. This brought discomfort into the health workers. But the memo has turned out to be a misconception, according to Minister of Finance. Spokesperson in the Ministry of Finance, Nations Nsoya, says the change in the Maswick system will not affect the salary process.
Unfortunately, maybe the facts in the circular attributing the delays to the national switch are not entirely correct, because the national switch helps you to use ATM cards from one bank to another without necessarily looking for your bank that issued the card. So it has nothing to do with the payment of salaries.
Nsoya, on the other hand, confirmed a possible delay of salaries in other ministries, such as Ministry of Education.
We are also anticipating delays in education and the natural resources, but we think everything by early next week should be sorted out.
Of late, sit-in by civil servants have been the order of the day, one of the reasons being delay in salaries. For Zodiac in Lilongwe, this is Robert Kalua.
A Lilongwe-based man has died in hospital after he was beaten by a mob for allegedly raping 5 women in a row. Spokesperson for Kamuzu Central Hospital, Mabel Chinkata, confirmed the death of the man, but police are yet to confirm the rape incident. Tadara Kalidzera reports.
It is alleged that last week, an unidentified man from Area 25 in Lilongwe broke into a house in the same area where he raped 5 women, the mother of the 4 inclusive. Sources say the man was then beaten by a mob who left him unconscious. They say police took the unknown suspected criminal to Kamuzu Central Hospital for treatment. Spokesperson for Kamuzu Central Hospital, Mabel Chinkata, confirmed the man died on Tuesday afternoon.
The man was admitted here because he had a severe head injury due to the beating that he was done in Area 25 by, let's call it, mob justice. He was beaten after he had broken into a house and raped 5 women, a mother and her 4 daughters. So I hear. And then the police brought him here, but he was in a bad shape. Unfortunately, he has passed away. The girls and the ladies that were raped, they were brought to the hospital, I think, together with the body on Saturday night, since it happened at night, and they were treated as outpatients. They went back to Area 25.
Meanwhile, Kanengo Police is yet to comment on the matter. For Zodiac News, this is Tadala Kalidzera.
You're watching the news on Zodiac. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. I am Chansemlo Zabanda with the news. The top stories this evening. Parliament approves revised 2014-2015 budget with 32 billion kwacha additional funding. February salaries for some civil servants to delay due to changes in government payment system. Still ahead, illegal immigrants risking their lives to reach Malawi via new uncharted mountainous routes in the north. In sports, FARM closely watching how regional managers will rule on the Mzuni Kaporo Stars controversial match rescheduling debate. Security agents in the north have said they have established that illegal immigrants are now using new uncharted routes that are in some mountainous districts of the northern region. This comes after police and immigration authorities arrested more than 140 illegal immigrants in Mzimba in a space of 1 week. Spokesperson for the department in the north, Mr. Comment Jeremiah, said it is disturbing to learn that courts also always smile to unpatriotic Malawians who are harboring these aliens. Steve Zimba with more.
There seems to be no solution to end increased cases of illegal immigration into the country. Aliens, especially from Ethiopia, continue beating security system and enter into the country without problems using border districts of Chitipa, Karonga and Nkata Bay. Most of them say they come to Malawi searching for greener pasture because there is no employment in their home countries. These 2 men were amongst 76 Ethiopian nationals who were arrested in the Traditional Authority Mutwaro in Mzimba.
Malawi work around in the shopkeepers. Ethiopia no work, no money, Hungary, all of refuge, going refuge Malawi.
In a space of 1 week, police in Mzuzu have arrested 129 aliens, majority of them within the productive ages ranging from 18 to 35. Mzuzu Police Station boss John Nyondo said the security agent is concerned with increased illegal immigration because some of them may be hardcore criminals in their home countries.
From what they are saying, they say they haven't eaten anything. So that can resort to them, committing crimes, various crimes. Because we don't know, because, there have been wars in the Western country. So there might be some, soldiers, whatever. So that's a threat. Our worry is they might commit crimes in our country, Malawi.
The Department of Immigration in the north says there is need for authorities to liaise with their counterparts in neighboring countries on how to end this problem. Mr. Comet Jeremiah is spokesperson for the Immigration Department in the northern region.
To curb the malpractice of illegal entry, the authorities, the topmost authorities, even the ministry and the department and the concerned institutions should hold a conference to look into the matters, what leads to the illegal migration of the same nationals. For example, we are troubling with the illegal entry of Ethiopia.
President Peter Mutharika has been talking tough on illegal migration that has hit Malawi hard. For Zodiak in Mzuzu, this is Steve Zimba reporting.
A French engineer in nuclear physics has collected water samples from in and around Kairekera uranium mine in Karonga district. Natural Resources Justice Network chairperson Kosa Muntari says this will help to put to rest public fears on health safety in the wake of an alleged accidental spillage of lime waste in January 2015. The scientist, who is the director of the Commission for Independent Research and Information on Radiation, Mr. Bruno Charian, explained that the results will be made available in 3 months' time. Isaac Chawinga reports.
Following a storm incident which damaged the lime waste tank at Kairekera uranium mine, chiefs, CSOs, religious groups and other concerned citizens impressed on Paladin Energy Limited to explain if there has been any possible water contamination in the area. Coincidentally, this happened 2 months after the company informed the District Executive Committee in Karonga District on their intention to carry out controlled release of treated water in early January 2015, which generated rumors that harmful effluents may have been released into the local river system. In a press statement in November 2014, Paladin Energy Limited General Manager for International Affairs, Mr. Greg Walker, appealed to the CSOs to identify a competent and an independent laboratory to join the company and the Malawi government to conduct an in-depth water quality analysis. The CSOs had French engineer in nuclear physics from the Commission of Independent Research and Information on Radiation, Mr. Bruno Charian, landed into the country a few hours ago and is expected to collect water samples for quality water analysis in elements of radiation and non-radiation elements at the mine. Natural Resources Justice Network chairperson Mr. Kosa Muntari told ZBS that this will greatly help to put to rest public fears on health safety in the wake of the quality of water the people of Karonga use for their domestic purposes. He explained that the incidental spillage of the alleged lime waste at the Kairekera uranium mine has raised a lot of debate among the locals on their safety and the environment. The French engineer in nuclear physics, Bruno Charian, says the collected samples will be analyzed in France and comprehensive results of the water quality analysis are expected to be made available in Malawi in the next 3 months. For ZBS News in Karonga, this is Isaac Changa reporting.
Secretariat staff at Parliament briefly boycotted work this afternoon after one of them serving in the chamber was beaten by an MP from the ruling Democratic Progressive Party. Temba Nkandawire is said to have beat up the head of parliamentary ushers in the chamber following a misunderstanding over 2015 Parliament-branded calendars. Leader of Government Business Francis Kasaida has since apologized to the staff following the incident. He caught up with Jacqueline Shema.
I was informed that there was an incident when we were suspending for lunch, and what I've done so far is I've met the members of staff, and on behalf of government I've apologized to them and assured them that we'll make sure that we follow it up and make sure that nothing of that sort happens again. I'm sure that the Honourable Speaker will also take up the matter with the concerned member, because the members of Parliament are supposed to report to the Speaker, and as far as this House is concerned. So, but as government, we have taken note of it. We're going to find out what really happened, and from there make sure that our colleague is properly cautioned that is not the way we want members to behave, and as far as the taking care of our support staff is concerned, we value their contribution. Without them, probably our work will be very, very difficult. So to us as government, it is an unfortunate incident and it's regrettable, but I want to assure the nation that appropriate measures will be taken and that will not happen again.
Maybe suppose this member is on the wrong side, exactly standing orders, what do they say?
Well, that will be a disciplinary issue which will be handled by the Right Honourable Speaker. And I'm sure the Speaker will take up measures on that. He's going to look into what are the privileges of members, but that cannot be condoned. We cannot accept that we treat our staff in that way. And I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of the issue.
Let's now move to sports news. The Football Association of Malawi has referred back to the Northern Region Football League a request by Chirumba Barracks on calls to reschedule the match between Mzuni FC and Kaporo Stars. Chirumba Barracks pained FAM, alleging that Northern Region Football League is advancing the interests of Mzuni over Chirumba Barracks to become the champions of the region so as they qualify for the National League. FAM General Secretary Suzu Nyirenda, though disappointed with the conduct of NRFL officials, says Chirumba must appeal to the regional committee before presenting its concern to FAM.
First and foremost, let me register our sincere apologies to whosoever is part of this system, but would like to get concerned with what is happening in the Northern Region, particularly whenever the games are coming to an end, when the league is coming to an end. For the past 3 or 4 seasons, there have always been issues, and it's a very great concern that we thought that the way things have been done in the center as well as in the south, things will also happen the same in the north. We thought that the games would be won in the pitch, not on the table. Unfortunately, this has happened, and this is really affecting us as FAM. Our colleagues from Kaporo United and Chirumba have raised concerns that they are very aggrieved of the decision that has been made by the Northern Region Football Association regarding the play of one of the games between Kaporo and Mzuni. As FAM, what we have done is to turn that letter back to the Northern Region Football Association, because we believe that we have structures in football, and once these structures are exhausted, definitely the teams agree they can take that matter to Football Association of Malawi. So as of now, that issue has now gone back to Northern Region Football Association to sort it out. We believe justice will prevail, and that the right winners will be declared champions of Zuzu and District Football League. But we believe that the clubs should understand that there are structures. Yes, they may be aggrieved, but they need to have an opportunity with the Northern Region Football Association to discuss this matter in terms of probably disciplinary hearing or another hearing. Once they are not satisfied, then they can appeal to FAM. We believe that if they can follow that structure that we have put in place, definitely the game of football will not go into disrepute.
In other soccer news, Malawi will be exempted from the list of first-round matches when the draw of the regional COSAFA football tournament takes place this Thursday in South Africa. The Flames will start the competition from the knockout quarter-final stage as they rated 5th in the last games, which were won by Zambia in 2013. Reports Mike Bango.
COSAFA announced on Monday about the regional football showpiece scheduled for South Africa's Northwest Province from May 17 to 31 in 2015. Zambia won the cup when last held in 2013. The Flames, rated 5th out of 14 Southern Africa teams, will join the COSAFA race from knockout quarterfinal phase, and first-round games will involve the region's 6 lowest teams by FIFA rankings of February. COSAFA President Sekut Patel said the timing of the tournament gives many competing nations a chance to field foreign-based players, as major leagues will have ended by May. 12 of the 14 COSAFA teams have confirmed participation, whereas the Comoros have opted not to compete. Angola will decide this week. Details about the sponsor and prize money are yet to be unveiled. The tournament will use the format that was used in 2013 when it was held in Zambia, where Malawi crashed out without a win. Lower 8 teams will compete in the first round, while being split into 2 pools with overall winner of each category joining 6 higher-ranked sides in last 8. Teams that will bow out of the quarterfinals will play in plate competition. Farm President Walter Nyamilandu is expected to attend the draw in Johannesburg. The Flames qualified for the final in 2002 and 2003, and they lost to Bafana Bafana and Zimbabwe, respectively. For ZBS, this is Mike Pango.
This is Zodiac, and you're watching the news. In world news, Kenya's High Court has thrown out key aspects of a tough new anti-tourism law after a legal challenge by the opposition. 8 clauses were annulled, including those which curbed media freedom and capped the number of refugees and asylum seekers to 150,000. This BBC report with details.
The government said the law was needed to counter the growing threat posed by militant Islamists. The opposition warned that it violated civil liberties. The BBC in the capital, Nairobi, says that the opposition Coalition for Reform and Democracy, CORD party, uploaded the ruling, saying it had saved Kenya from becoming a police state. The government said it would consider lodging an appeal. The court ruled in state's favor on some divisive clauses, including giving Kenya's intelligence agencies the power to perform secret operations to prevent attacks and allowing police to detain terror suspects beyond 24 hours if they are first brought to court.
An orphanage run by a UK charity in Sierra Leone has been quarantined after one of its local staff, Augustine Baker, was diagnosed with a deadly Ebola virus. He is said to be in a stable condition at a local treatment center. Details in this BBC report.
St. George Foundation Orphanage co-founder Philip Dean told the BBC that 33 children and 7 staff were now in isolation. Ebola has killed more than 9,500 people in Sierra Leone, Liberia and Guinea. Augustine Baker's role in tackling the Ebola virus has been widely admired. The governments of the 3 countries have pledged to achieve 0 Ebola infections within the next 2 months. A worker at the orphanage said Augustine collapsed at a staff meeting and several of his colleagues helped get him to hospital and they could have been exposed to Ebola. St. George Foundation has helped about 200 children orphaned by Ebola.
You've been watching the news on Zodiac. The top stories once again. Parliament approves revised 2014-2015 budget with 32 billion kwacha additional funding. February salaries for some civil servants to delay due to changes in government payment system. Illegal immigrants risking their lives to reach Malawi via new uncharted mountainous routes in the north. In sports, Farm closely watching how regional managers will rule on the Mzuni Kaporo Stars controversial match rescheduling debate. I am Chancellor Mozabanda. Have a great evening.